Hi there, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it has been dormant for quite some time now, but I'm so glad you're here. And if you're here, or if you're clicking this video, then I'm assuming you're probably applying for the Unleash Innovation Lab, which is now happening for its first time on the continent, Africa, and in Rwanda now. So, to those who doesn't know me, my name is Deborah Mukunwa from Rwanda, and I'm an Unleash India alumni, which just happened last year. And to those who doesn't know about Unleash, this is an innovation lab for young people to come together, develop new and innovative, but also scalable solution to address different SDGs. And it's now calling young people from all over the world, young professionals, entrepreneurs, academic, change makers, tech experts, and someone like yourself who is willing and ready to make an impact in their communities. The application is now open till the 19th of July, and the program is kicking off on the 2nd to 8th of December this year in Rwanda. And so, Unleash to me was a very enriching experience. I get to network with like-minded people from all over the world, come up with solutions, but also make long-lasting solutions that I still value at the moment. So if you're one of the person that is willing to make it to the application process for the Unleash, I was selected last year to join a pool of 1,000 young people on a fully funded scholarship, and this could be you, and I'm willing to help you make this a reality. So without taking any of your time, let's just dive into the video. We'll just start the whole application. What do you need to do? So first and foremost, you just log in into Google and you just type in Unleash. Okay. I don't know what's going on here, but you just type in Unleash Innovation Lab 2023. It'll just take you to this Unleash website. Just click it. And here we come with information, and we have the Unleash Innovation Lab Rwanda. And now just click apply. Just note the deadline because it's ending not too soon, but it just a few more weeks now. And it's open to all young people from all over the world. Here we are talking of you're coming from any particular nation. It's not restricted to any country, and it's looking for people in the age range of 18 to 35. And you can work on various SDGs. You're not just limited to any particular sustainable development goal. It's just a solution you're working on, and you find ways to make it fit into various SDGs. So this is the Google form that we need to fill, and it's 9 pages. So you need to take your time and read through the unique opportunities with Unleash, but also the frequent asked questions, which is also like provided there is a form session here on the frequent asked question. You can just go through it. And let's just continue. So we have the terms and condition. I had already skimmed through the app. That's why some of the questions are auto-filled. So we have the just agreeing to a few terms and condition. Here, just read and then click agree if you agree with the terms. If you don't, I don't think you'll be able to proceed. So here they're asking of the participation fee. However, it's not like everyone who will be able to afford this participation fee, and you pay this upon your acceptance into the program. It's like a reservation fee. And so I'll just click yes. I might be willing to pay for the 150 USD registration fee. However, I might not be able, but at least I have the willingness. So you have also another option to apply for sponsorship or scholarship for your registration fee. So if you get selected for the fully funded scholarship, then you won't need to pay for the 150 USD as the registration fee. So I'll just click accept and then go next. You have to fill in few information later on why you need or you qualify for the sponsorship. So here I just put in my name, my email, date of birth. I'll just write random numbers, and gender, identified female. Now nationality. So here I'm just clicking any random thing to just take you through the application. I just go with Afghanistan. Region of residence. I think Afghanistan is somewhere in Asia. I'm just clicking any random thing. Don't mind me. Now, city, you'll be traveling from Rwanda. I'll just write, let me say just Nairobi. And now I have a passport, yes. So health condition, just click no. Please guys don't fill in as I'm filling. This is just for sample to just go through the questions. Now, have you previously applied for the Unleash? For information, if you have participated in any Unleash before, you're not eligible for this program. So I'll just say no, I'm new to Unleash. Now, how did you hear? Let me just say social media post. Nomination code here is if one of the Unleash partners has selected you or recommended you to the Unleash program, then they will have to send you a code that you have to fill in here. So because I don't have the code, I'll just leave this blank. Now, here is where you have to do a few of your ACEs. Describe the problem you have faced, observed in your local community environment, or in your work that you're passionate about in 1 or 2 sentences. So here, what I'm trying, or I'm hoping to see you writing is the problem shouldn't be that broad. It's not like I identified poverty in my community. That's very broad. Like when you're talking of poverty, I really can't understand what you're defining as poverty. But for example, if you're talking of poor, let's say maybe water, like it just not safe for drinking, that could be a problem, and it's at least a bit specific enough, and you can mention which particular community are you referring to. So try to make it let's say smart, which means it's simple to understand, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's realistic, but it's also time bound. For example, if you're talking, we identified of a problem of poor water sanitation in, let's say, Kibagabaga, which is one of the sectors here in Rwanda. So like that's a specific region and this is a specific problem, but you need to elaborate more. Why is it a problem? Why is it existing? And it's, if possible, since this is a few words, it's just 1 to 2 sentences, you can include a few statistics. Like for us to understand, like, is it a real problem, even though you have more time to explain it later on. But make sure these sentences are convincing enough, they're not broad, that we don't really understand what you're trying to solve. And you can't just say identified poverty in Rwanda. Like, what are you really telling us about poverty in Rwanda? Which part of Rwanda are you referring to? The whole country? Is it in your specific region? Is it, which poverty? Like, which poverty are you talking of? Because poverty, I believe, can come in different, like it can be measured in different ways. So like what you might be calling poverty to your particular region is not poverty in my region. So if you're talking of poverty, are you talking poor education? Are you talking of infrastructure? Are you talking of water? Are you talking of period poverty? Like, make it more specific. Now, why are you passionate about these challenges? Here, it's not you talking about, I'm passionate about these challenges because, let's see, like the few things that are convincing enough. You see, like you're just given maximum of 800 characters. These are few words. So if you're talking about your passion for this problem, it's not about yourself, but it's also more about your community and people around you. Why is it a problem? Why does it bother you really? And what will happen if it's not solved? Here it's why we want to understand your passion for this challenge. It's either if we're talking of period poverty, maybe I couldn't go to school because I was menstruating then, which means I'm missing classes, which means I'm lagging behind, and which means my dreams might be stopped to some extent for me to first take care of my health. So that could be a problem. And my passion, it's maybe to give girls a safe space to continue education even though they are going through their period. Let's make it smooth enough for them to still dream, to still pursue and succeed in their education career. And this might be why you're passionate about the problem. It bothers you and you don't want anyone else or any of your sisters to witness the same challenge. So here you're talking of your passion to the challenge and why it matters and why should we care, really. And also, I think you need to be empathizing to this challenge. Let's also someone who's reading, because you won't be there to explain what you're writing here. Let's someone who is reading resonate with the problem you're trying to solve. Yeah. So if you could, how would you go about addressing this challenge? So here it's now when you're talking, you have already identified the problem above and you're specific enough to the specific region, your target audience who is affected by the challenge and why should we care. So here you're talking of what's your proposed solution. And for example, since we gave an example of period poverty, maybe you're trying to build rooms at school that have free pads to mean if you're in a period at school, then you can still go to class, but you can also find a safe space to change or even get that free pad. So here you're proposing a solution, and it's likely that the solution you're proposing is not so unique. It's not that no one thought of the solution. Maybe if it is, then that's good. But if it's not, try to make it a bit unique. What makes your solution work? Like, like tell us what makes this solution the best solution. Maybe you're saying there is an issue of water, like water bowls or pipes in a particular community, and people are taking a long distance to go and fetch water. And now your solution is to build water pipes in your community for people to come and fetch. But you later realize that the real problem wasn't the water. Like the real problem was when maybe women go and fetch water that far, they get a chance to connect, they get a chance to chat, and maybe, yeah, like be aware a little bit of the home chores. Maybe that was the problem, and you still have your small water pipe built in there, and no one is accessing that water pipe. They're still preferring to go to the long distance. So you see here, you're addressing the wrong problem, which will lead to you finding a wrong solution to a particular and existing problem. So you need to show us what makes your solution work best for this problem. And now here you're talking of SDG that is most close to your to that problem. So here I'm just typing. Let's just, since we can't proceed. Okay. So here you're having to choose SDG. For example, since we've been talking of poverty, period poverty, let's just go with good health and well-being. Now we have your ideal team. So for information for the Unleash Innovation Lab, although you're filling in as an individual problem and solution identified and you're trying to solve, when you join the camp or the lab, what happens is you're paired to different people coming from different backgrounds, different countries, and you will have to come up with a new challenge or a new problem that you want to now ideate on and find solution for, and you have to pitch it to a panel of experts, and therefore you also have to pitch it for the finalists to see the winning teams that get funding and yeah, all those other stuffs. But even though you can't make it to the finals, you're still allowed to keep up with your team and to maybe build on the solution you developed and find funds elsewhere. So here you're being asked to describe three to five characteristics of your ideal team members. So here I'll just say let's say hard working. You can put anything, understanding, compassionate, all those other stuffs. And now select three of the following statement. What you think would be the most useful to gain from participating in Unleashing. So here it's like, what are your aspirations? What do you foresee if you participate in the Innovation Lab? What do you want to get from or to gain from the Innovation Lab? So develop my existing solution. I'm just clicking random, challenge my current perspectives. And here you go. experience, how many international conferences have you attended in the past 5 years? So here, I think this is up to you to now reevaluate yourself and your past experiences. Which other programs have you participated in? They can be remote, they can be physical conferences. So in the past 5 years, you have to count which ones did you participate, and then you'll come here and choose a random, a number that resonates with all those conferences that you attended. And then how much professional work experience do you currently have? Here, it's also up to you to choose. And now, I, from my experience and from what I had from my last year's Unleash Innovation Lab, this really doesn't disqualify you from participating into the program. So if you just come and say, I have between 5 to 8 years of work experience, yet you really have maybe 0 to 2 years of work experience, I think you'll just be deceiving yourself. But yeah, it's up to you to choose a number that works for you. And now, how much experience do you have working directly with different SDGs? So with the SDGs, here we're talking of sustainable development goal from SDG 1 to SDG 17. So you have to choose how long have you been working under this SDG. For example, last time we chose good health and sanitation. So you have maybe to choose if that has been my SDG all along. Now, current organization, employment, engagement, education institution. If you're a student, you can put in your school. And if you're working, then you can put in your education. And if you don't belong to any, then you have to write it doesn't apply. Now, your job, type of role, maybe full-time, and then the sector, is it business, and all this other stuff. And here you're going to submit. So if you realize this application is really brief, however, I think it's very important for you to be more specific on what you're putting on into this application, because the fact that it's too small and doesn't require you to write much means you need to be cautious enough to make yourself stand out. And so I think I come to the end of my presentation today, and I'm really more than willing to just jump into the comments in case you need help, or you can also access my LinkedIn account. Just text me, I can just give you feedback on the few essays you have written. So I wish you best of luck, and hopefully I'll see you in Rwanda.